Blah, 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 blah. Join me as I delve into my sketchbook archives to find inspiration for my new paintings. Hi there, I'm Janine. I'm an artist and I share my creative journey on this channel. When I begin a new series of paintings, I need some sort of starting point. And a great way for me to find inspiration is to go through my sketchbook and remind myself of what I've been enjoying. I'm basically looking for clues of what I would like to include in my paintings. This can be a color palette, marks, materials, or a certain technique that I've loved. I have two huge piles of sketchbooks here, very heavy, that I want to go through to find some new inspiration for my next series. This is a little book that I only use for composition ideas. It doesn't have a lot in it. It's mainly compositions that I liked from other existing paintings, not some of them my own. Some of these are actually mine. I think these are something I did. I have a video on making these here. I like them a lot simpler. I do quite like these two, but nothing really excites me about these. This one's full, I think. I love the soft wet and wet effect here. Actually, I'm going to write down the things that I like in my trusty book here. I think I'm going to need a new one of these. So wet and softness. I also quite like the simplicity. I might take a picture of that with my phone. Oh, I do love these. I like the simplicity in composition, particularly this one actually. Also this one. This is a little bit in the middle, but I quite like it. I like the calm colours here. And I'm still quite into warm colours like this. I actually also like I love this page. I like the freshness of those colours. I'm going to have to make a decision, I think. Well, there are some warmer colours in here. Yeah, I just really like this colour palette. There's have a lot of blues. This is similar to the blue I used in my last panel series. And I do really like these more brown, orangey colours. This is a page I did only with fingers and I really enjoyed that. And I also really like these little dotty marks. I love this page that I made. It was leftover paint and then the texture in here is really nice. Scraping with like a palette knife. And then these cute little drawings on top. A bit landscape-like, but still abstract. I wonder if I want to bring some more line work. It's very different to the work I usually do. But there's something in here that excites me. This has pastel underneath it. Soft pastel that I just smeared with my hand and then went over it. This is going to be a very long list of things I like. I love scraping through paint with, well, you can do it on a larger scale just with a palette knife. I have this tiny silicone tool, especially here where it's across two different colours. I also like the lightness in these. We'll take a picture of that page as well. I also really like the colours in this one, this muted dusty green and the brown. And I also quite like the marks in here. It's a nice colour palette. What was that? Oh, they're all different. What are they? Ultramarine, violet oxide, and Indian yellow. There's also focus green here. Violet oxide, Indian yellow, ultramarine. I also really like the colours in here with the bright yellow and the rest is all neutral. But I think I'm going to leave that for another time. I really like the colours here. I also really loved the blind drawing. I wonder if I could incorporate something like that into my painting somehow. Not necessarily recognisable. It's more but the line work, the type of line you get, I really like. I remember doing these. I do love this tree as an inspiration for line work. I also really love the colours of these here and the dotty blobs as marks. This one's mark making. Yeah, I do like this, like a M shape. And also how I transferred it here. Actually, I do like both of them together, so I could have one as a collage piece like I did here. Oh yeah, I really loved dipping the charcoal into water, which you can also do with pastels, soft pastels. This is really interesting. This is an ink dropped onto transfer paper and then squashed onto the page. Now this is colour. I do really like these very warm hues. This is yellow oxide, cadmium red deep, and black and white. I do really love these. It doesn't have a blue in it. It uses black as your blue. I did want to introduce some blue. In fact, I wanted to use one of my cooler blues because I always use ultramarine, which I love. I wanted to use something like a phthalo blue or cerulean. Now this one's with Prussian blue, which I also have a tub of that I never use. They are quite dark here. What else is here? Cadmium red deep, cadmium yellow deep. They're quite dark colours. I might try it with some different ones. I think I'm going to have to do some colour mixing. If you like this video, consider subscribing. I do also really like these cooler colours mixed with the warm. Oh, I really liked, this was an experiment of always having two neo colours together. Two lines next to each other and then blending them. Or here, two colours over each other. Oh yeah, I do love all the marks in here. Like the lines combined with transparency and again transparent layers here, some more straight edges. This is everything I love in a painting. And here again, just lots of types of application combined. And here I just love how softly everything's blended. I also love having a clean border around. I feel like that's a future thing. But let me take a picture. I love all the softness in this. Even like the more vibrant colours here. Again, softness here. I've always been drawn to the softness and I'm really noticing it now as I'm going through my sketchbooks. Especially the combination of really soft areas with more defined marks. Like here it's all very soft. This is missing the defined marks. I also really enjoyed squeezing paint on straight from the tube. These are my jelly plate experiments. I do love the way it kind of takes control away from you and also makes these beautiful marks. Yeah, again, softness. Really love this composition as well, both of those. The simplicity up here with this mark and then a very different block down here. I love what I did over here with the wash of colour and also that it's not super smooth. And I really love the simplicity of this. But I think this little bit of black actually really makes it. So simple compositions. Right, I have that already. I reckon it's going to be quite similar in here. I do love these almost like windows through to previous layers. Also love the simplicity in this. Windows through to the other layers. I did really enjoy smearing the pastel. Love the softness here and also this imperfection. This is a review I did after painting one of my previous series, and I already made some notes here on what I liked and even what I wanted to explore further. So for example, the transparent layering, spaciousness, or space really, and maybe expressing space in a different way to just having larger colour fields. Let's see if we can do that. And I also wanted to vary the sizes of substrate and make larger pieces, which I'm definitely going to do. You can actually watch me go through this review process in a video I made. I'll put the link up here. I really love all the subtle textures, especially this here. And he has scraped over the wet paint and then went over with a wash of Neocolor, which could be any kind of glaze. I love that. And yeah, here lots of transparency layered. Oh, I did. This is something I haven't noticed that often, but I really like having smaller marks within larger marks. I'm still very into the idea of creating a feeling of space and subtle layering. It was also great to be reminded again how much I love mixing different tools and materials to create more of a variety in marks. I tend to get comfortable, for example, with certain brushes and then end up with not enough variety in my painting. I very much like the idea of incorporating imperfections and leaving things a little bit raw. It often represents energy for me, whereas more spacious areas convey a sense of calm. Next, I want to find a color palette that I want to work with. If you're interested in seeing how I create a mood board with my inspiration, then you can see that from a previous series. You can watch that video up here. Thanks and bye bye.